All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 16 of the Rivals Pod with yours truly, Cooper Keach, Mr. Will Lehman, and Connor Drake. Um, Want to start things off. Going to be talking a lot more basketball today than we have previously. Typically, we're football driven, but today we're going to talk some hoops. Currently filming this at 5:41 Central Time, right after the Illinois-Nebraska game. I know I watched it, and I want your guys' thoughts first before I weigh into it.
I think what's really going to set this Illinois team apart come tournament time is their ability to rebound the ball on the offensive side of the court. I mean, they just got elite size, and those extra possessions are really going to matter, especially with a team like Illinois when they're so balanced and like it feels like everyone on the court can shoot. Obviously, a great game from them, especially considering they were without Boswell, who's probably their best on ball defender. I think he would have taken away a lot of those looks from Sanford, who we know kind of likes to shoot off of screens. Illinois obviously did a lot better of a job containing him in the second half. I think he only had like two second half points. And I mean, pretty good game from Nebraska, obviously, especially the first half. I think they shot like 55% from three. Uh, Sanford went crazy. Obviously, Frager in his return looked great, but just not quite enough. I think Illinois is going to be a really tough team to beat going forward. They just look a little too balanced for me.
Rink masked, by the way, Bradley Legend, have a day. Huge game from him.
Yeah.
What do you have?
Yes.
3 points. It was
I
0 for
mean,
8 until like 2 minutes left.
uh, I yeah, I feel like he usually has better days. He's coming back though, right
Yeah,
from
I don't know what
illness.
he's coming off of. I know he
Yeah,
was kind of
I think he
questionable
was.
coming into today's game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he was hospitalized or something. So I
Oh,
mean,
boy, I didn't know that. Maybe I shouldn't have
yeah,
said that.
yeah.
But
Nah, you
Layman, what
can't
do you
you
think?
can't you can't pull up and go 0 for 8, bro, in that kind of matchup. It doesn't matter the circumstance.
Yeah.
But no, I hate to say it, they're looking good. They can shoot the ball. They're all huge. It's sad seeing a Euro team dominate the NCAA. So hopefully that wears off by the time by the time the tournament comes around. I want an
I
American
wouldn't count
team.
on that. I heard Brad Underwood go on like a radio talk show, and he was asked like, where does this team rank among all the Illinois teams you had? And the two teams he kind of mentioned first what was the one seed team with Io and Kofi and Frazier, and then the
Well, that's
second
not
one he
good.
mentioned.
They're like a round of 32 team.
That team won a Big Ten title. I mean, got a one seed in the NCAA tournament. Yeah, they got
And then
upset, but that
choked.
team, right? Oh, for sure. Yeah, Loyola upset them 100%, but
Yeah.
that team in my mind will always be like the pinnacle of Illinois basketball. And then the other team he brought up was, obviously the Shannon and Damask team that was a Final Four team and just ran into a freak UConn team. So when you're mentioned with those two teams, you're obviously in pretty good company.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched a lot of college basketball outside of Illinois this year. Maybe a little bit of Gonzaga here and there. Those guys are just too damn big to be stopped. I looked into it, I think early second half. Illinois was plus 14 on the boards, which is insane. It was like every time down, they were getting a second or third look, which like I don't I know you guys are saying Illinois' balance. I see him kind of struggle to have any kind of shot creation at times outside of Wagler. Like other than that, just kind of pick and pop, working a high low. Um, but yeah, they came out and just rebounded the hell out of the ball. I'm gonna check right now. Yeah, so end of the game stat, Illinois was at 40 boards versus Nebraska's 27. You're gonna win more games than not when you're plus 13 on the boards. Um, and yeah, that I mean, I don't know if I like them in the tournament because of their size. And I think if you match up with like a low seeded team who can stretch the floor and can keep their head above water on the boards, I think they may be in trouble. But I do think they're a hell of a regular season team.
Yeah, I'll say for the balance, I'm talking more they just kind of have shooters all over the court, like 1 through 5 can shoot. I
Yeah,
agree with
that's
you that
more
essentially,
that's more common in today's game now. Where like 5 or 6 years ago, like yeah, that's kind of cool, like having that. I'm not saying it's a requirement anymore, but it's getting more and more common to where it's not as much of an advantage today as it was 5 or 6 years ago. Where I'd say if you don't have people who are at least 30% from three at all five positions, you're more at a disadvantage than you are at an advantage with five guys with absolute clips uh, at every position. But
Yeah, no, I can get behind that. I do think this Illinois team does it a little better than most teams though. And like
yeah,
Stojakovic can also he's probably kind of that second guy that can also get his own bucket. But
Stojakovic just
I
puts his head down and goes to the rim, and I love it. He's fun to watch.
yeah, physical, yeah. But I'd kind of I'm probably a little more in on this Illinois team than you are, but I agree that if they run into a team that's a bad matchup for them, they can kind of stretch the floor and put their size kind of at a disadvantage. They could be in trouble. I'll get behind that.
Yeah, no, I think they're a great team, but they have like early upset just written all over them to me. But maybe it won't happen. But if there is a
Yeah,
team
well,
who will happen to it, it's Illinois.
If they play one of those like scrappy,
I
fast-paced teams, like like when Purdue got beat by Farley Dickinson, like they just played so fast and they ran it up on Zach Edey. That's how I remember.
And Illinois
yeah,
isn't super deep, are they? Like
no,
they don't run a super deep rotation. At least I don't think. I mean, we're
Well,
like
how many
eight.
guys did they play today? Like seven in total.
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
Boswell's out
Boswell
for
was
them right now.
gone, but
Yeah,
still
Ty
a eight
Rogers
man.
also is
Let me
out for the
see.
year, but yeah, they typically are running 8 guys. I think. I mean, that's all you. That's
That's
that.
go ahead.
I mean, that's. I agree. Yeah, depth could be an issue too, but I still am just not going to get behind this early upset for
You
Illinois
can
with this
have
side.
you can have a top heavy team all you want, but when you have like two 7 footers who don't move, and you run an 8 man rotation, like you're asking to get gassed by a team that just pushes the tempo and jacks threes and can get defensive rebounds.
Who
But
don't
that's
I think they move. I think they move pretty well. I think these 7 footers move pretty. I think that's been part of their success, especially like
I mean,
Illinois isn't really known as a phenomenal defensive team ever, but they've been better than usual on the defensive end of the floor this year, I think. And obviously part of that goes to like their ability to rebound the basketball and just they give themselves extra clock on offense. They don't have to play a ton of defense, but
like
that's
yeah,
my take.
they move well, but they're also 7 footers, and when you're in a
Yeah.
40 minute game with some like mid-major 6'8" center who runs rim to rim every single time down and hit bodies when you're however many games you are into the season, like it's going to take a toll. And I think they're a easily upset team, but that's me. Um, you guys got anything else you want to say on that, or you want to roll on the next topic where we get to rip on Layman?
are we ripping on
Yeah,
Lane?
go ahead.
All right,
Bro,
next
so
topic
unsuspecting.
is SEC hoops overrated and or
Oh
a
yeah,
cakewalk this year?
yeah. No,
No.
no.
All right, Layman, who's a better conference, SEC or Big Ten?
SEC. It's not even close.
Okay.
Oh my
Bro,
gosh.
you can't argue the Big Ten. They haven't won a natty since like 2000, bro.
We're talking this year,
Did I
Layman.
say 20 years ago or did I say this year?
I'm just saying right now, a Big Ten team will not win the natty.
I'm not gonna I mean they could. I'm not gonna argue that they will, but we're comparing the Big Ten and the SEC, Layman. We're not comparing the
Yeah,
Big Ten to who's gonna win the Natty.
SEC has natty winners.
Who?
Florida,
I
When was the
guess
last time they won one?
Florida,
Yeah,
last year.
you caught me. You caught me. That's
Hey,
I haven't been keeping up with with my college hoops. I thought it
That's
was the like Joakim.
crazy.
I thought it was the Joakim Noah, Al Horford, Billy Donovan team
no,
of like the 2000s. I haven't been keeping up with college hoops
Florida,
lately.
Florida's been looking good. They've been looking
Yeah,
good recently.
that guard play is just so down from last year, though. Like I'll get behind them if they look like they. I mean,
Did
they
you
really
watch the
figured
game
it out.
today at all though? Like their
Yeah, they
offense
really
was
figured.
moving.
Yeah, if they can figure it out like that down the stretch, I'll take them because
And
yeah,
like
they
Condon, like
got the experience
he's
coming
heating
back.
up.
Yeah,
Like
Condon and Chinua. Then they got that
uh
7 foot guy too that they
yeah,
have worked in there a little bit.
I
I know.
think
I'll agree. Yeah,
I think they could I think they're gonna make a deep run. Like they started off the year they had a top heavy non-con. Like they had a heavy non-con schedule. And then like once they got into conference play, they've really settled down and I think they've looked really good. I mean they smoked Tennessee, they smoked Bama, and then who they beat? Who they beat the other day? They beat someone else the other day. I'm blanking though.
yeah, I
But
can't remember either.
they have
But
like
What
yeah,
do we
I mean,
think? What do we think of Oliver Ryu, the 7'9" freshman?
I mean he hasn't done anything yet.
I know, but like, do you think he should be getting like minutes at all or no? I
I
see
don't know.
him.
I don't know with this Florida team because they're just so they got too many people down there. Like they got Chinulu, they got Condon,
Yeah,
He should.
they got
I
Powell.
think they should run him in like 5 minute, almost like power stints, because you know the
Uh,
guy's gonna get freaking gassed. But like, just see like 5 minutes, just literally catch the ball, hold it up here, lay up. It'd be taco. You guys remember Taco Fall versus Duke
of
that
in
was
the
course.
tournament?
crazy.
The Zion stopper. I want to see that all over again.
Yeah, but like Chenulu, like he had 17 rebounds today. Like he's averaging like 11 on the year. Like they don't really, I don't know. They don't. Their big men are good. Like they're fine with the big men they have.
Yeah, that's what that would be my argument is that they really do have a deep. Yeah, Chinulu, Condon, Howe, like they got guys that they're running over there that I think they should feel really comfortable with and have experience.
I also think a team like Kentucky could make. Like I hate Kentucky obviously, but I think they could make a deep playoff, like a deep tournament run. Like they
That
have
was a
also.
crazy game
Oh,
yesterday.
yeah, that was
They
insane.
had
Like
like three. Did I see they had like three technical fouls in the span of a minute or something like
yeah,
that?
but they ended up winning back in nine still at
Yeah,
Arkansas too. Like winning in Fanville's that's hard. Like
yeah.
that stadium is loud.
I was gonna say I've always been kind of a Calipari fan. Like I like his method of in this era of NIL. Um, he still recruits freshmen. He's like, I like developing young men. This is what I'm gonna do. I don't really care what people think, and it worked out well for him last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they were right there with Tech.
Yeah, no,
And
like bad loss yesterday, or not even a bad loss. Like I said, I think Kentucky is heating up. Like Evergreen, like I think they actually have a solid team. And then yeah, Arkansas.
Like I like what Cal does, but I don't like him doing it in Arkansas. I feel like Arkansas just used to have like a toughness and like an edge to them that they just don't have anymore now that Cal's there. Granted, are they a better team? Yes, but man, they used to just have some guys who sucked at basketball who were complete dogs. Like you go like Bobby Portis came out of there,
Oh my
Pat Bev came
gosh.
out of there. Like those guys were trash, but dude, like you knew you were in for a freaking dogfight when you went and played Arkansas in the 2010s. And Cal's like kind of changed that, bringing in the like diva 5 stars, which it's good for winning games, but from like a fan experience, there's just something about going to Arkansas and like knowing you're gonna have a freaking tough game.
I mean, they were pretty. That St. John's game last year, that round of 32 St. John's game, that was one of my favorite games I watched all season.
That was a
Honestly,
good game.
that game was
Yeah.
physical and it was full of defense. Like I like defensive basketball too.
St.
So,
John's, kind of one of my sleeper favorite teams. Not saying they're the best, but something about Patino coming out in the all white like mob suit. I love me some Rick Patino.
I think
But
St. John's is so overrated this year.
I think it's just kind of the same thing as last year with them. Like they're just not going to be able to shoot well enough, kind of deal. Like them and Michigan State both, it's just going to kind of be the same issues. That's the problem. Like not I don't know about St. John's, but like with teams like I don't really know about MSU has some good continuity. Like you're sometimes you just kind of, especially with like basketball, you only got so many guys on the court. Like you kind of sometimes if you have a lot of continuity, you tend to have like similar issues to
Yeah, no.
previous seasons. That's kind of what we're seeing with Purdue this year. I feel
Yeah, what
like
happened
Purdue,
to what's their big man again?
Club. Are you talking about Club?
Purdue, Kaufman. Yeah, what
Oh,
happened to
Trey
that dude?
Kaufman ran.
Yeah, what happened to that dude? He was averaging like 20 a game last year. Now he's down to like 12.
Yeah, I don't know. They got Oscar Clough over there now, so I don't know if there's
That's
maybe just
crazy.
more of a like point like split there or whatever. But yeah, I feel like we just all know like Purdue kind of has a defensive weakness, and it is what it is at times. So, um, if we're talking about sleepers, I think I don't even know if like this would count as a sleeper, but I think they're ranked a little too low as Houston. I mean, they've got that big three back from last year with and then they got Fleming, who's looked really good as a freshman. He's had like 40-point games. So
I agree with that. I feel like those experienced teams always do good because they got Sharp and
yeah,
Wu-Ding, like they've been there
so yeah,
before.
yeah.
Can
I
we
like.
can we count Gonzaga as a sleeper or no? Even though they're ranked like
They're number
sixth.
six.
Listen
Yeah,
though. Listen,
All right, I'm listening.
Gonzaga can be ranked one, and people are still going to sleep on them. AP ranking does not matter for Gonzaga just because they're fake strength of schedule, or like everybody says they have a weak schedule. Yeah, they play a super weak conference, but they still play good non-con games. Um, I think they're pretty underrated. I think their only loss was to Michigan. Does that sound
yes.
right?
I thought
Yeah.
they lost to Gonzaga or UConn. I mean,
No,
Uh,
it was Michigan.
it
they
I
was.
yeah
remember.
they got the brakes beat off of them by Michigan. But yeah, 101 to 61. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think they're going to be. I think this. I'm not saying it's the year that they win, but this is the year they can make another deep um, bracket run without Timmy or Suggs or Chet or anybody. So be interesting to see.
I think I think a team I think I could see going far. I got two, Texas Tech and Kansas, two from the Big 12. I think Kansas started off pretty. They didn't start off great. They started like 7-4, but who have they beat the last? They beat Iowa State recently, and then they beat some other ranked team 2 nights ago. But
It'd be
Peterson or BYU, they beat
BYU yesterday.
BYU. Yeah,
BYU.
like I think those are two really good wins, and Peterson's playing really well. I think they just run a really good offense through
What do you think
Peterson.
about? Yeah, I agree. I think Kansas could maybe get there. The thing about the tournament is it's also matchup dependent, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, but I was gonna ask, like, what do you guys? I'm kind of the one team I'm kind of hung up on is BYU. Like, do you think they could figure it out and make a run, or do you think at this point that they just it
I
looks like
mean,
they haven't quite put it all
they
together?
are such a good second half team. I was talking to Hurst about it yesterday, and we like they are so good in the second half, but the first half, like they just cannot get over that. Like they're down like what 23 yesterday at one point in the first,
Yeah,
and they fall all the way back to within like two with like 2 minutes to go, and then they couldn't they fight back, but then they never close it out. Because what are they? They're like 3-4 in the quad one, but 0-4 against like ranked teams, or 1-4 against ranked teams. So.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not on the BYU train. I think
Mm-mm.
college is a lot more. Actually, the NBA too, more now recently, but I think basketball as a whole has gone a lot further away from like ISO ball and best player versus best player, and it's a lot more team involved now. And I don't care how good I don't care how good AJ is. I just don't think they have the supporting cast around him, and I don't think that they really perform enough to kind of figure it out, for lack of a better phrase.
Well, outside of the
So
bench, Richie Saunders and Rob Wright, like like those, that's a good trio. But then other than that, like it's terrible.
that's
Like
what that
they had
that's
three
what I
points off
mean.
the bench yesterday.
That's
Like
what I mean. Like you
they
can
got
have the big
nothing.
three. The big three doesn't really matter much in basketball anymore. It's so
No.
much more team driven. So
Yeah. I mean, they do like Rob Wright and Richie do have experience, obviously, like in the tournament. Like they made a good run last year, but yeah, I don't think they're deep enough that late in the season.
yeah. Well, you guys ready to roll into the next one or no?
I want to give one more sleeper team. This is a deep sleeper.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys,
Oh,
Iowa is
Iowa.
the
Yep.
biggest sleeper team out there. You got Sturts, who's your kind of your go get it guy. Banks is going to be your consistent kind of second fiddle, and then we got guys. We got a good supporting cast with Combs has stepped up big at times this year. Mannion stepped up big at times this year. Tate Sage, freshman, has been huge off the bench, and even Brendan Housen has come up in some big moments for us. He gets limited time because McCollum's more of a defensive minded guy, but I think I love this team's chances to get to the second weekend of the tournament. We had some tough games early, going to Breslin, going to Hilton, and then going to Mackey, which and then we had the flu for the Minnesota and the Illinois game. So I mean, take it as you will. I think obviously when you have a team jumping from going up to a power conference, you're going to kind of have a little bit of a transition phase. But that's my opinion on it.
The only thing I don't like with that is, I mean, they haven't beat anyone this year. Like, what's their best win? Indiana?
Uh, yeah, probably at this point. But I mean, the whole Big Ten is tough, and I mean, we're sitting with 4 losses and about to take a West Coast trip, and we'll get a big home stretch coming up here with Purdue on Valentine's Day, and then we got Nebraska 3 days later. So that'll be a big 2 game stretch in
Caitlin gonna
our.
let you watch that game?
Wait, what?
Is Caitlin gonna let you watch that game on
Oh yeah,
Valentine's Day?
we're going. We're going. We already talked it out. I'm not missing Purdue.
Boy.
Yeah, but yeah,
Oh,
I do think Iowa's not to win it all, but like maybe like I can see this team getting to the second weekend for sure and making a little bit of a run. Just something to think about when filling out your brackets. We can move on now.
Yeah, I'm
Just
having
wanted to say
a
my
first
piece.
or second round bounce.
fact.
We'll
Fact.
see. We'll see.
All right. So we're gonna transition from college over to the NBA now. Um, so kind of my thought here, I'm gonna start off like the most basic talk ever. The whole MVP conversation. It's been like the same guys the last few years. You got your big four, really down to three right now. You got Jokic, you got Luka, you got Shea. Um, Obviously Giannis is kind of the fourth guy in there, but Giannis is in trade talks. He's hurt. He's not playing a whole lot. Um, and his team is not winning, so I don't think he can really hang with the other three. So I know where I stand on it. But I am going to pull up some numbers here, and I kind of want like player A versus player B. Like, just like who would you guys take? I guess because I know who I would take by looking at numbers and
Nikola
stats.
Jokic.
You're a good man, Will Lehman. Um, but I'm pulling this up here when we get to the right.
I'm
The
never mad at
right.
a white guy that can ball.
What's up? So player A averages 32, 4 boards, six assists, shoots 55% from the field and 39% from three. All right. Player B puts up, I'll round up, puts up 30, 12, 11, shoots 60% from three and 44% from the field. Um, so to put that out there, blind comparison, who'd you guys rather have?
Player B.
Oh, yeah, I'm hoping this is not a trick question of
Yeah,
any
I
kind,
mean,
but
well,
I'm going
player
to
B is
play this
obviously
season.
Nikola Jokic, and player A is
Yeah,
obviously
yeah.
SGA.
Bingo.
I don't even
Bingo.
watch basketball, and I know that.
Bingo. Yeah. I just like I get on Twitter and like all the freaking discourse about Shea being the MVP and Jokic is fat and lazy and a numbers merchant and all this crap. It's such a freaking joke because it's not it the MVP is not most best player, it's most valuable player. And like if you take Shea off of off of Oklahoma City and put Jokic there, I think they're almost even better. But if you take Shea and put him on the Nuggets, it's like that team gets real sketchy real quick. Like they go from like they go from Western Conference contender down to like playing contender.
So
But
Jokic is averaging a triple double is what I'm hearing.
he's averaging a triple double, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he has been for the last 2 years as well.
Dude, the NBA is ridiculous, but yeah, that's some crazy stat line right there. I don't
He
know how that's.
he
NBA
averaged a
is stat
go ahead,
pad,
Lehman.
bunch of stat padders.
It's not stat patters, Lehman. It's just called a next level of talent. But anyway, why that look? Say you're thinking something, say it.
Too much scoring. It's just straight out. There's no defense in the NBA.
Do you ever think it's
Uh,
more of a higher level skill and not a defense issue?
nope.
Why not?
Because I don't. I've only watched a couple NBA games this year, and
There
all I
you go.
see is freaking launch a three, launch a three.
Because that's what the analytics support. That's why the numbers are so
I could go
freaking
out there
high.
and
It's
launch
no
33s a game. I could go
yeah,
chuck
but
up, pin
yeah, but
people
you're
behind the
six
line.
you're 6 foot. White would shoot him from a 10% clip and would play no defense.
Just like
That
the rest of
that's
the NBA. No defense.
no, it's not, bro. No, it
Perfect.
is not. No, it is not. So you're telling me Wemby plays no defense?
He gets some blocks, I bet, because he's tall.
Wemby, Chet, and nobody else plays defense.
Those
Herb
guards though,
Jones.
that ain't defense.
Shut up.
College basketball, way higher level. Way higher
No, it
level of
is not.
defense.
Layman, let's see, I was at the Illinois game Thursday night against Washington. So that would have been, let's see, Thursday was the 29th. I was at the Bulls game on the 24th. The level of basketball, the skill level is night and day difference. Night and day. Those 7 footers Illinois had looked like they were moving through the mud. Like, and I was watching Garza play. I was watching Garza play on Boston, Luca Garza, who, like, in the NBA is like the typical just like fat, slow white guy. He looked quick compared to the Twin Towers Illinois has. Like, it's just it is a whole different level. Plus, is there a Kevin Durant in college basketball? Is there a Jokic in college basketball? Is there a Shea in college Embiid? Like, the list can go on and on and on forever
Bunch of
if
guys
you want to
talking
go down.
load management. That's all I hear.
Wait,
Well, then,
what is your question about? Like, is there a Jokic? Is there a Shea? Like, what are you getting
skill
at?
levels, like
Oh,
legitimate skill levels.
no one's trying to
I'm not
argue.
talking. Layman
I'm
is.
not I'm not arguing
Layman is.
skill. Yeah, I just the NBA is more skillful. I'm just saying college defenses play a lot harder than NBA defenses.
Layman, they play 2-3 zone.
Not
You
Tennessee. We
know,
freaking man up.
you know why they play 2-3 zone?
Why?
Because offensive teams are so bad, bro. You have to play man in the NBA or like a box and one. Like, you can't get away with playing it. The amount of times, like, look at what's his name over at Syracuse? Jim Boeheim or whatever his name is. Dude made his career off playing 2-3 zone. You know how much of a joke that is? That is the biggest like elementary
Trust
defense
me, I
joke
don't like
ever.
zone, bro. Auburn was sitting in it and we shot him right out of it the other night.
Correct. Like, that's what, but the fact that you would have the balls, the stones to come out in a high level basketball game playing 2-3 zone with your arms out
No,
like
they
you're in
didn't
the
come
freaking
out. They
third
came
grade
out. They
again.
came out in man, but we pissed in like four threes in a row, and so they switched to 2-3, which I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it. But
Exactly. It's a dumb coach. You're proving my decision right. The analytics are not in your favor, and you have idiots as coaches who are 60-year-old white guys who,
nah,
oh,
Bruce
he's
Pearl Jr. is like 40, bro.
I'm talking the Mark Few, the Tom Izzo, Calipari, Patino, like
Dude,
all these
all
guys.
I'm hearing
Oh,
is a bunch of legendary coaches right now.
they're really exactly. Oh, they're really good coaches. No, they're not. They've just been decent for like 30
Tom
years.
Izzo,
Okay, bro.
Cal Drake,
Yeah.
back me
Hey,
up on this,
hey,
bro.
hey. Case in point, Fred Hoiberg. You guys want to talk about that? Fred Hoiberg. Anybody remember when he coached in the NBA?
Yes.
Yeah, it was pretty atrocious on the Bulls.
And now he's one of the best coaches in college basketball, right?
Yes, for
It is a
now.
whole it is a
Those
whole
are
nother level.
those are
Don't
two
Whole nother level.
different things, bro. Those are
Billy
different
Donovan.
things.
We'll go talk Billy Donovan too. He was the man in Florida when he had Joakim Noah and Horford and whoever. There was another guy on that team. I'm drawing a blank on. Came to the NBA. He got gifted the prime Westbrook, prime Durant. Did nothing with them, and then I think he was still there for a little bit, and the Bulls picked him up. What's he done? He's been in the play-in 3 years in a row. Clap it up, Billy. Hell of a year being the ninth seed again.
All right. I don't. I don't know we're
Huh?
trying to argue about it. Point. I'm just gonna say my piece of I watch college basketball more than NBA basketball just because that is what I was raised on. Like we watched NFL, NCAA football, and college basketball. But no one's trying to argue that like yeah, the NBA takes more skill and more talent, obviously, and it's better
No,
quality basketball for sure if that's what you're looking for. But there's something to be said for college basketball. Of like if I'm watching Iowa, it's like yeah, these guys are walking the same halls as me. Like it's and there's yeah the student section there's just more energy it's just there's an element for that I
It
guess
means
I don't
more.
know
It means more. College basketball means more. Yeah.
yeah you could say that if yeah
College basketball,
that's a good way to put
I don't know the numbers, but college basketball has to have a bigger following than the NBA. Aren't they losing fans like every year, bro? Like, isn't it going down a ton every year?
What, NBA?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother monster that I could get into. The Adam Silver's the biggest idiot ever, the commissioner of the NBA. But back to the whole atmosphere side of it. Where are we at on time, by the way?
8 minutes. The atmosphere is
Oh,
not even
perfect.
close. The atmosphere is not even close.
Oh
College
my
is,
gosh.
bro.
Oh my gosh.
I was
Oh
at,
my gosh. No,
yo,
no, 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 no,
go,
no, no.
go.
I went into State Farm, whatever it is,
Yeah, for the
in
Washington
Champaign.
game.
Listen,
No
I
one
have
cares about
never
that.
seen I have never seen so many 50-year-old white guys with a 750 credit score wearing a collared shirt at a basketball game before. I'm sure they're all nice guys. I'm sure they are. But like that is not the atmosphere I'm going for when I'm at a basketball game.
Then
Dude,
Like
come down to the
you're
SEC,
sit.
bro.
Yeah,
Come down
go
to
with
the
the student
SEC,
section,
bro.
bro. I don't know,
bro,
like
I'm not
you're sitting with
I'm
the
not
alumni, bro.
bro, there were straight Billies sitting in the student section who probably didn't even know what a freaking 2-3 was. I'm
Bro.
not yeah.
You
Yeah, but they're
Bro,
loud
I was at the
it
though.
was
Tennessee
not.
Auburn game the
I
other
You are
know
day.
in.
state.
It
You are
was
in.
it was
You are in.
electric.
You are in a. You are in a tiny stadium, and it didn't even get loud. I had never heard so many claps at a basketball game before. Typically, you're freaking yelling. You're getting into it. Nope. Nope. Foul. Golf claps all game long. Like
That's
there's
just
just
cherry picking, bro. You're at the Illinois Washington game, dude. It
Either
was
yeah, either you went to a bad game. I mean, I know for a fact that State Farm Center is loud. I've been to State Farm Center so many times in my life.
bro, I don't
I'm
even
not.
like U of
That
I and I'll say it's loud, bro. Orange
I'm not
Crush is
saying no, no, no,
electric.
no, 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 no. I'm not saying it's not loud, but it should be so much louder for how small of a freaking stadium it is. When I was at the obviously I was there for like one of the biggest games this year for the Bulls. I've been there many times before. The State Farm Center has never gotten as loud as the UC has gotten. And there's just I mean, and even I've been to Indiana. I've been to the old Buck Stadium. I can't remember the name of it. They built a new one in like 17. I was at the old Buck Stadium for Bucks and Magic. And this was the Magic team that sucked when they went out and signed. They paid Ibaka an arm and a leg. They paid Bismack Biyombo an arm and a leg and were terrible. And the Bucks were also terrible. This is before Giannis was good. And that place was rocking for like a Greg Monroe 20-point performance. They were rocking for that. And like here you have the number 9 team in the nation with a bunch of old fart white guys in their collared shirts. Like it's just not the basketball environment that like I'd want to be in. Golf,
I
absolutely. Basketball,
I,
no.
I want to take you back to like when I was younger and like have you sit next to me for like Illinois Purdue on a Saturday where you got like Kofi and Edie going at it, and then you got like DeSumo and Curbelo. Like you're saying you're I know that's way back, but you're saying that State Farm has never gotten louder than UC. I guarantee
No
you
way.
during that
No
game,
way. Oh my
during that
gosh,
double
no.
overtime
Oh my
game, it
gosh, no.
was
Bro,
Do we
way
need to go
louder.
back?
I'm
Do
with
we need to
Drake on
go
this,
back?
bro. I'm with Drake on this.
Do you guys do
100%
you guys
agree.
not remember? I mean, maybe you guys don't. When LeBron went to Miami and came to Chicago, the amount of battles that they freaking had there. I can go down the freaking list. When Nate Robinson chased down blocked LeBron, when Nazi Muhammad flattened LeBron, that place I wasn't there, but the money I would have paid to freaking be there. Kirk Heinrich tackled LeBron one time. Like the freaking battles at the Heatles, like one of the probably at the time, arguably one of the best teams in NBA history versus like the young, upcoming, tough Derrick Rose Chicago Bulls. You cannot tell me that stadium did not get louder against the Heatles than Illinois versus Purdue, or I know they had some battles with Iowa back when Garza was there.
Keish, look, I just over winter break, I just got back from a bowl game in Tampa, Iowa, Vanderbilt. That crowd was, for the most part, pretty disappointing because it was all like middle-aged adults there. There was not a
Exactly.
student section. That was the problem with that crowd is they only got loud on third downs. You don't understand like the power of like when you have a whole student body from that school there, there's no type of noise that like however many middle-aged dudes who have the money to afford to go to like an NBA final game can bring when you have a college student who all he's doing all week is just like suffering and studying and then he goes to a Wednesday night basketball game and it's just freaking like he can finally just be loud and take his frustration out on whoever the hell came walked into that stadium tonight and there's a whole mass of them. I promise that environment is louder than any NBA environment you're
That
gonna
is
get at
facts.
like most
That's facts.
power conference colleges.
Drake is
That
spitting facts,
is
bro. Last
that
night, bro,
is.
we had dudes with like their shirts off, like freaking screaming, dude. Like
Yeah,
those
Have
defensive
you ever seen
possessions
that?
by
Have you
for
ever seen
Tennessee's
that at a?
defensive possessions, it was unreal, dude. It was unreal how loud it was in there.
the 40-year-old brain is just too mature to like have put that environment out there.
The
We're still
frontal
like,
lobe is already developed.
yeah, we're we're still like some people will call us like grown ass men, but we're still like 20. We're like males develop a lot later. Still like to have a good time, go to basketball games. I mean, I don't think you can replicate that environment with a bunch of
Yes, you can.
middle-aged white dudes.
Yes,
That's
yes, you
my
can,
opinion.
dude. I will say everything you're saying on paper makes sense, but I've been to an Illinois Penn State game basketball, and this was when Illinois. I think this is when they had Io. So I mean like they were pretty competent. I mean like it wasn't a Saturday game or anything, but like it was a good Illinois team. Penn State gave them a pretty good game. It was a
You want to
weekend.
maybe go to a game where we're playing like not Little Sisters of the Poor and not like playing like Washington or Penn State, bro. Like
Penn
go to like
State's Big
Illinois
Ten.
Purdue. Like I'm just saying, like these are bad
Hey,
games. Like if you're trying to
hey,
compare like the
I don't buy
loudest stadium.
tickets. I don't buy college tickets. If you
No, I
somebody
don't
like, hey,
blame you. I'm just saying these like Illinois Penn State on a weekday. It probably was it a weekday game?
oh, this-
Illinois Washington on a weekday. Like if you're trying to compare,
Yeah,
like
like
this is the
bro.
loudest stadium. That's just a bad sample
hey,
of like how large.
I've been to a Bulls Knicks game on a freaking Thursday night when the Knicks' biggest player was Julius Randle. Like that play, the UC was still bumping. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
maybe the
don't know. I
I
music
mean,
mean,
was bumping, bro. Freaking fans though? No way.
yes, yes. Oh my God, you guys! If you don't know ball, you don't know ball. You guys can go back. You're telling me Oracle Arena, like the prime, like Warriors, like the prime Warriors chant when you're down by 30. Clay has 30, Steph has 40, and Draymond has a freaking triple double and already has a freaking technical. Like you are telling me that Illinois is going to get louder than what Oracle Arena
Bro,
did.
that's like a bunch of 7-year-olds, bro, wearing Curry jerseys yelling that.
Okay, so a 7-year-old is going to get into freaking Oracle Arena.
yeah, all like those NBA, all those fans are probably bandwagon fans yelling that.
Yeah,
Or
exactly. Like
like,
It's
that's
still
not true fans.
it
That's
doesn't
what
matter.
I
It's
wore.
still
Bro, I
loud.
wore Warrior shorts in like seventh grade, dude. Every 8-year-old Laker fan.
yeah,
Like,
Bro,
who's gonna
I'm
be?
just okay. We can switch. Do you
hey,
want to go
we got 30 seconds left.
all
We're gonna
right,
have to pick
whatever.
up this conversation sometime. But
Yes, we are.
yeah,
But anyway, hell of an episode. Comment whatever you guys want to see in the next one. We're gonna be talking ball until the Super Bowl comes out, and the Super Bowl's when the Super Bowl's done, we're gonna be talking more ball and probably talking some baseball. So